that there's a warning, which is be very, very cautious and careful before you even think about throwing a projectile at a vehicle, because it's now the case that you can throw any projectile at a vehicle. It doesn't matter if it's a rock or a rubber ball or a water balloon. If you do that, there's the potential that you'll face a 7-year maximum jail term if you cause fear or alarm on the part of the driver. The need for the laws was that two things. We'd seen a spate of projectiles thrown at vehicles, something that we hadn't seen over the last 10 years or so. And the second thing was that there was some gap in the law, which meant that if you threw a rock at a vehicle and you didn't hit the vehicle, or it couldn't be shown that you were intending or likely to endanger the life of the person, we possibly couldn't have prosecuted you, but now we can. Now you have to throw the rock at the vehicle. It doesn't matter what your intention was. If you cause fear or alarm in the driver of the vehicle, you can face a 7-year maximum. Well, it's an objective test, which would eventually be put before a jury, and 12 people exercising their common sense would make that determination. But I can say it wouldn't take terribly much, and that's the point. If you drop a water balloon on a car from a bridge, or you throw a small pebble or even a tiny rock at a car, clearly what can happen then is that a driver can react in a way that they swerve lanes or drive off the road because they are experiencing fear or alarm, and that is what makes the behaviour dangerous. So don't think because it's a small rock or that you didn't intend to hurt anyone or you didn't intend to hit the vehicle that that's some kind of defence or some kind of out, because it no longer is.
Do you think this will act for as a discrimination tool? How likely is it to catch people?
Well, look, it's a very difficult thing to first of all police and secondly catch the individuals who are doing those things. But that doesn't mean to say that you leave gaps in the criminal law. And what we were experiencing was the fact that there were possibilities that someone could throw a rock at a vehicle, not necessarily mean to harm the driver, but necessarily create an environment of immense risk. And if you do that now, and you are caught, which is a matter of normal policing, then you'll face a very serious maximum penalty.
This legislation is based on
It's actually, there is legislation similar to this based on risk, but this is a first in Australia, because what we have done is tie the criminality of the behaviour to the response that you might find in the driver. So if the driver, who has been experienced a projectile thrown at them, feels fear or alarm, then that is what makes the offence criminal. And that's actually quite different from what the other states have done.
What are you saying? Is there a distinction between
no distinction, one law for everyone. If you throw a projectile at a vehicle and the driver experiences fear or alarm, you can face a 7-year maximum.